the fake immigration, when practically the people started to be awake that there are 2 billion in the world at this time, that they are people with no soul and also darkness. And I was asking Rick, what will happen with them? So what it is about inside of their body, and how the ascension may fix us, and how the light, I'm not saying when, because I know that we just expand every single day and we are in 4th dimension right now, but just to have a better understanding, because after that I will explain also what really happens in Romania and around. Thank you. So Rick, please, if you want to, you are mute.
Yes, how's my internet? If you can't hear me, let me know, because I had to switch to another internet.
Yeah, sure. Yes,
All right,
I can hear you.
I'll put my video out just to ensure the strength of it. You know, on the planet, if you will, there's about 2 billion that are not human souls going forward. But our focus is not with those 2 billion, if you will. Our focus is with 6 billion human souls, which is more, than enough of the majority. And just typically what Beatrice is speaking about in their DNA, these are constructs, if you will, that were grown in labs, clones, and what have you. But because of that, they do not have the spark, if you will. They do not have the soul and the ability to evolve the DNA. So just to give a quick crash course in it, what it means is that for the 6 billion human souls, their internal anatomy has been changing to crystalline over the course, more notably the last several years, but since 2012, when there's been, yes, divine intervention upon the planet to evolve humanity and the human soul experience forward. So again, just to, keep this simple, with gpms.world, it focuses on the majority. It doesn't focus on getting justice and accountability with the darkness, because they cannot go forward for what they are. They cannot evolve into the new reality, because all creation is energy. And the new reality we are creating is one of joy, harmony, and peace. And the darkness and the clones, if you will, and the constructs, they cannot exist in a higher vibration reality. And this is also the scientists and doctors, if they're to give you the truth. But I also believe there's some papers that you can access that was written by some doctors or scientists that says about the crystal component in the plasma of the blood that they began to find in the children, but also another unknown component that is shown up. So it's already documented upon the planet with the crystalline thing that we speak about is not a fantasy. It's very real, and it is occurring, and it is scientifically documented to some degree. So, having said this, with the darkness, they've also been playing with genetics, and one of the reasons they take blood from every child is because to get this crystalline blood that they play with in their genetics. But in reality, they can do nothing with it, because the overall soul is what activates that blood. So once it's out of a child, if you will, it's not activated and it cannot evolve, because it's also the soul connection that evolves the humanoid vessel, if you will. So just to, keep that simple. But again, our focus is on getting the 6 billion souls in alignment with going forward. But in reality, we don't even need that many to advance this forward, because as you raise the frequency, upon the planet by the joy and the hope, what it does is that the darkness cannot reside in such a frequency. So what occurs divinely is that we don't need to deal with the darkness. They are taken care of through a divine process that we don't need to put our fingers to it. We don't need to have any courts. We don't have to bring any of them to justice, for the simple reason they cannot.
Oh, your internet's cropping out.
Yes, this is also my internet here in Alberta, showing internet. I will expose them, and I told them already. So they put me all the time to switch on 5G. If I'm not switching on 5G, exactly, I'm lost. Yes, Rick, so we cannot hear you.
Yeah. Where did I cut out at, Frank?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
What
do
was
not
the
need to
last you
fight.
heard, Frank?
We do not need to fight with the darkness, because practically the darkness, it is already on divine justice. And
That's the
when we
wrong
rise,
thing. Yes, it's the wrong thing.
when we rise the vibration there.
Yeah, it's the worst thing anyone can do, because what you're doing is you're fighting and you're being aggressive, and aggressive generates fear out into the reality, which is actually a weight, and it lowers the vibration. So anyone that's fighting, to any extent, that's getting aggressive, it's actually hindering the process of going forward. For when everyone unites and gives the complete joy of GPMS, we raise in vibration very quickly, and many of the darkness fall away. They cannot come forward.